Hi, and welcome back to a whole new season and another episode. The podcast has had a little bit of an evolution, somewhat of a glow up, and we've got the new name, Welcome to Self Unmasked, Compassionate Conversations for Neurodivergent Minds. Now, I acknowledge that neurodivergence covers more than autism, ADHD, and ADHD, but for the purposes of this podcast, I'm mainly going to be talking about those things. We will touch on other areas of neurodivergence throughout the seasons, but just to be clear, I do understand that it's a broader area, but these are the areas that we're going to be focusing on. We're also going to be going back to fortnightly format. I had moved to weekly sessions, and that was just starting to feel like pressure for me. And I don't want this podcast to feel like pressure. I want it to feel enjoyable and fun, because if it feels enjoyable and fun, I'm going to keep doing it for the long time. But if it starts to feel like pressure, I just don't want to do it. And I don't want to feel like that. I think it's important when we think about our work that we tune into the areas that we are really enjoying. What is it about those? And also the things we're not enjoying. And looking at what is it about that we're not enjoying? And is there anything that we can change? You know, I made a big decision. Many of you, if you've been following the podcast for a long time or following me in other areas of my work, know that I'm a former clinical psychologist, and I made the decision to leave the psychology profession and continue to design my work in a way that really works for me. So it's important I do that with the podcast as well. I want to say thank you to Nissa for the new music. Nissa from Nissa Ray Recordings did the original music. And when we were talking about the new season and the slight change of name and the slight change of focus, we decided that some new music would be worthwhile. So I hope you do enjoy that in the intro and the outro as well. So thanks again, Nissa. So this podcast really is going to have this slight change. But for those of you that have been following along from the start, we've been through an evolution where it moved from just being focused on therapists to a broader audience and incorporating women in business. And I want you to know that the themes are going to be the same, or at least similar. And as with all my work, at the heart of everything is compassion. The message that you're human first and that you matter is never going to leave the work that I do. So that's still going to be here. So whether you are a business owner, whether you are a leader in an organization or a leader in your family, you're going to find information here that's really helpful and useful. I just wanted to change from it being more focused on business so we can start to open up and talk about whatever topics feel important, meaningful, relevant at the time. And I'm really keen for you to let me know what you would like to hear about as well. I'm going to be doing bite-sized solo episodes as I have done before, and I'm going to be bringing in guests who perhaps themselves are neurodivergent or have something to offer in terms of their knowledge and wisdom that is going to help you as a neurodivergent person. So again, if there's particular topics that you'd like to hear about, please do let me know. I didn't find out I was autistic with ADHD, or ADHD as people often use the term, until I was 52 years old. I have had many struggles throughout my life, many of them related to the fact that I didn't understand who I was or how my brain operated and why I always felt so different to everybody else. It wasn't until later in life when I started to connect with more neurodivergent people that I started to feel like I could be more myself. So in the coming episodes, I'm really going to talk about that. I'm going to share more about my story of late diagnosis and how I navigated that. And to be honest, it is an ongoing process. I don't think it's something that we just find out that we're autistic or ADHD or ADHD, and then we know how to move forward in life and that's it. I think it is an ongoing process, but there's also lots of other feelings that can come along with all that. So I'm going to dedicate an episode to that. I'm going to share my story, and I'm also going to be bringing on some other people who have also had late diagnosis throughout the season as well. So I'm really excited to be back. I hope if you have been following along, you can be rest assured that this is going to be the same kind of feel of a podcast. I just needed to give it a bit of a glow up. Probably the ADHD part of me was like, I need a bit of a change. So new title, slightly new focus, but really the topics are going to be what we've already been talking about, but then this ability to expand it into other topic areas that are going to be really helpful for people who are navigating life as a neurodivergent person in a pretty neurotypical world. So if you have been with me for a long time, thank you so much. It means the world to me that you're part of the community. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. I hope you love it, and please go check me out on socials as well if you want to find out more about the work I do. And also, I'm really excited to say that the Welcome to Self-Compassion community is now open. This is a monthly gathering online where we come together for 60 to 90 minutes and talk about compassion, of course, but also any of the struggles we're having as human beings and how compassion can help with that. And also just coming together as like-minded humans. I think when we can understand that we're not alone in things, that can make such a big difference. On top of the monthly gathering, I also send out weekly prompts and reminders, reflective questions to help you kind of work on this between those sessions and keep the relationship with yourself and your well-being at front of mind as you go about your week. So if you are interested in joining us there, the link is in the show notes and you can join anytime. At the time of recording this, we do have a founder member discount. So that is before 30th of June 2026, but you can join anytime after that as well. Anyway, as I said, it's really lovely to be back. I look forward to bringing you fortnightly episodes. So have a fantastic week. Don't forget to tune in a fortnight. And you can always sign up to the mailing list if you want to be notified as soon as podcast episodes drop. Wishing you a wonderful week ahead. Go well and go gently with yourselves. Bye.